Hey everyone, it's Mary from SVG Cuts, and I'm here today to show you how to put together the 4 new projects from the Easter Blessings SVG kit. So I'm super excited about these, as I always say, and so excited for spring, as I say every year. Finally time to get outside, enjoy some fresh air and green grass, like I say every year, but it's so true, and it's so exciting to usher in this next season. And hopefully you are excited to make some crafts to go along with your excitement for spring and Easter. Not just this year, but any year in the future too, because once you have the designs, you can make them over and over throughout the years in different looks, different colors, different patterned papers, and all that good stuff. So speaking of patterned papers, this large egg-shaped box allows you to use some really lovely patterned paper, such as this that I've used, which is by Echo Park Paper Company, and this is called My Favorite Easter. I've made it twice. I made it obviously here in white, and I really like this nice lacy design border edge around the lid. I think it adds a really special yet subtle touch to make your project extra lovely. So this will be good for obviously gifting something in and or displaying as part of your spring/Easter decor around the house or in your craft room or what have you. So I think pretty much any color you want to make it in looks lovely. Pastels are obviously very springy, and white looks nice. Brown could look chocolatey. It could be whatever you want to do. Those kind of same options go for this woven basket, which is really fun to make because it is really woven like a basket. And I chose to make it in this rainbow order of colors, which I think looks really festive and cool, especially against the dark brown. However, you could also make it all one color. You could make it two-toned. You could make it, alternating one color and then 2 colors. I don't think I need to tell you, because if you're watching this, you probably are a creative, crafty person, and you probably already have your own fantastic idea for how you would make yours. So it's a lot of fun to add some embossing on the handle and all that good stuff. This cute little bunny bag, the sweet bunny bag, is nice and simple and quick and adorable, and I feel like it kind of coordinates with our sweet lamb bag, which is right over here. This little guy, the sweet lamb bag, they kind of look like they could be on the same wavelength, they're feeling each other. They could go together. So it's fun to stamp on the back, add the tail, and some details like the little dots around his glasses. I think is a lot of crafty fun. Finally, we have this large lighted project, which it goes on top of a short electric candle. I've changed out the bulb for an LED bulb, so it stays cooler than a regular bulb. Even without the light inside, it looks really pretty and festive, and it's like a statement piece in your decor if you wanted to do that. It fits right over the candle, but you could also use a string of battery-powered LED lights or AC-powered LED lights. Those little wire fairy lights, just kind of ball them up, throw them in there. Or like a puck light, whatever you want to do. You could probably make a lot of things work because the hole is pretty large for that. So I've cut it out, obviously here in light yellow and in light blue. And I think you're going to like the way that I organized the PDF menu document to show exactly where the panels go on that. Because without some kind of help like that, I think it would be a nightmare to try to figure out where all those go. But when you peel them off your mat, you place them on a sheet that you've printed out. Or, if you don't have a printer, you could also just kind of look at it on your computer and then lay them out. And then it's easy to just see where they go while it's still flat, and then you put it together. So I'm probably over-explaining because I'm about to show you how to do that here in just a few seconds. So I think we're ready to go. Hopefully you have a great time making these, and if you do, you'll have to share a picture with us on Facebook, Instagram, social media, however you like to share. I always love to see. I usually say this at the end, but it's true. I wanted to say it now. So thanks for watching, and let's get started. For the Easter Egg Luminary, here's my finished project, and I love the way it kind of sparkles with its facets, its glitter panels on the facets, like a jewel that's been cut to be sparkly. So you can see the bottom here, and this actually has 5 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only difference between any of the sides is this part here for the cord to go. And the sides come up here and they're all geometric. So keeping that in mind, that there's 5 sides, is kind of helpful, I think. I'm going to put this aside, and as you will see here soon, there's some diagrams that are going to help us put it together. And it all meets up here at the top with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also. So I'm going to put that aside. And I have my pieces that I cut out here. And I happen to be using a Cricut Maker to cut mine out. However, there's lots of different cutting machines out there that you can use to make my designs. But as you can see, my glitter panels are still on the mat because I want to show you how to keep them organized so that it's really easy to tell what part goes where. So these are the base parts of the egg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one that looks like that. There's one that looks like this. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also. And there's one that looks like this. So these 3 together form one side, and there's 5 sides. So there's 5 of each. So although it looks intimidating to create, it's kind of straightforward when you keep that in mind. And I'll show you exactly how it goes together. These pieces are cut out of vellum. There's also 5 each of 3 different designs here. And they look like this. So there's 5 that look like this. There's 5 that look like this. And 5 that look like this. Then there's 2 pieces that look like this, which is obviously the bottom. And then I have my mats with my glitter panels still on them. So as you can see in the PDF that came with your download, this is the PDF document that comes with your download, which you can either print out or look at on your computer, whatever you want to do. And it shows each of the projects. It gives you some tips. It shows each of the shapes that you're going to cut out. So those are the glitter panels, 1, 2, 3, which that's what I have on my mat still. And then egg 1, egg 2, egg 3, 4, 5, bottom, and those vellum pieces that we went over. So here you can see which pieces on the glitter panels are numbered. I'm going to actually take this out of my binder here. So these are my PDF pages. I've moved these off to the side, the 5, 5, 5 sides. Move those off to the side. Bottoms are still up there. And I've left my glitter cutouts on my mats. So this is the first one. This is the second one. And this is the third one. It's just up here. So this first page here shows you this is the same as this. this is shrunken down to fit on this page. Otherwise it wouldn't fit if it was the actual size. So as you can see, it shows you 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There's five of them. And then 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 5 of the 2. There's 5 of each. So 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 5, 4, 5, and so on and so on. So I'm going to use this as a reference when I'm peeling these off. And then the next page, this one here shows this. So it starts with, finishes off 15, 16 through here. So I'll put that with that, like this. And the bottom of this right here is this up here. So just bear with me. It's all going to make sense. And I couldn't think of any other logical way to keep these pieces straight. And I think that it's worth the effort here because of how cool it looks. The finished project looks with those panels on it. But trying to put them in the right place without some kind of a guide would be a nightmare. So then this page we're going to use after this to place those pieces. We're going to lay them all on here. Then we're going to use this to put them on those. So I'll put this over here. Okay. So this one. So first I have 5 1s up here. I'm going to peel this off. Okay, so my handy dandy crusty dirty spatula from 2008. So we have 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. So there's 5 1s. There's 5 of each of these. Let me stack them up a little better. If the cat comes in here, I might have to like tie her up or put her in the closet. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't do that, but so there's 5 1s and I'm going to put them right here. So we're going to keep doing that. So this is 2. I'm going to skip over here. So there's 5 2s, and I'll put that on the 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This spatula is embarrassing. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 4s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm really glad I remembered to press the record button because I've done that before, where I've gone through a whole bunch of stuff and then I realize I'm just talking to myself and I have to redo it and put it all back and cry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay. So now I made these a different color. They're just color coded for reference, even though that just is what it is. 1, 2, 3. These are a little different, as you can see. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. So there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And whoopsies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh wait, I just did that. I just did that. Did you guys catch that? I bet you did. Close call. Close call. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now this here is that there, and there's only 2 left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, one left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you tell I live with a 1-year-old? And we spend a lot of time together? Okay. So there's that. There's that. And now I'm going to use this to place them onto these. So, oh boy. So this one is this one. This one is this one. And obviously this one is this one here. These are not actual size, obviously. It's just for reference. So I'm going to use this to put those on these and put it together and make an egg. No big deal. So first of all, I suppose I should score or fold along the score lines each of these, which is going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to do 1, and then I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to sit there and watch me in real time fold each and every one of them. There's actually not a fold line there, which is it's a little shocking, but so I'm going to fold them just so they're ready to go, and then I'm going to lay it flat again, and then I'm going to do the other 4 in fast motion. So I'm going to move this out of the way, move this out of the way. I'm going to put this right here. it's folded. I'm gonna make a stack of these. I'm gonna fold these the same way, but I'm gonna do it super fast, like that. Wow. Do you guys like my superpower? It's pretty handy. Okay, I'm gonna set these over here. I'm gonna do the same thing for this one. I'm gonna fold one in real time. And then I'm gonna use my superpower again to do the rest of them in fast motion. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to do the other 5, or the other 4. I'm going to do the rest of them. There's 5. Put that there. And Speedy. All right, there's all 5 of those babies. Looking good, guys. Put that there. Then I will do the same for this piece. So everything has a fold line. It's not missing any spots. So again, I'll just do one in real time and then speed up. Oh, I spoke too soon. There's actually not a fold line there. For the bottom here, I am going to just crease that so it's nice and clean. Oh, and we're missing one there intentionally. So everything gets folded except there's not one there and there's not one there. Just something to keep in mind. And I will do these quickly. All right, all folded. Woohoo! Okay. So I'm still going to use that. Still going to use this to place my pieces. And actually this goes 1 through 11, which is 1 through 11, 12 through 20, 12 through 20, 21 through 30, 21 through 30. So that's pretty darn cool. I forgot that I did it like that. That's nice. So each separate page corresponds with, these go with this one, these go with this one. Oops. Watch me knock them all off. And these go with this one. Okay. Get back on there, little guy. Okay. So here comes the part where I glue them on as they're shown in the diagram. So you could do I'm gonna slide this over closer to myself without disturbing them. And I don't know if I want to glue them each one at a time, or if I want to do all the ones, all the twos, all the threes, whatever makes you feel organized. Sounds fantastic. So hopefully I don't have like a sneezing attack and blow all these on the floor. That would not be fun. Okay. Which reminds me of a time in high school when I dropped this tray of all these seed beads that I had organized. I had like thousands of seed beads organized by color in this tray. It was just an open tray. And I fumbled it and I dropped it and they went all in my carpet in my bedroom. And I picked them all up and I put them all back where they went. So it looks like I had plenty of time on my hands, which is fine because I had a lot of fun making my jewelry with my friend Jackie. We did a lot of crafty things together. Had a lot of fun riding our bikes. Well, the bikes was like maybe more like before we could drive. But you know, good old-fashioned fun, good old-fashioned crafty fun. So as you can see, I did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So as long as no one has a sneezing attack or a feisty cat or other mishap, I think this is pretty straightforward. Hopefully you agree. And I feel like you'll be able to tell if you put something in the wrong spot. So that should be helpful, in theory. Okay. And then we have, that was 6, 7, then we have 8, 9. So 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's it. Ooh, there's our first completed part. So shiny. Okay, I'm gonna put that there. Put that there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for the other 4 pieces. I don't know if I'm gonna do it in fast motion for you guys, you know? My phone might run out of juice. So, as a side note, did you know if you're watching this on a desktop computer or a laptop computer on the YouTube page, you can press the space bar on your keyboard to pause it. Super handy. Pause and unpause with the space bar. If you didn't know that, now you do. So, you might want to go ahead and pause it and do the other 4 pieces right now. And then I'll see you when we're both done. Okay, so that is, there's 5 pieces with the glitter panels on them as shown here. Don't need this anymore. And next I can put these pieces onto this one, 12 through 20, 12 through 20, times 5, times 5. And we can go ahead and start gluing these guys on. Oh, uh-oh. No, I did that right. Okay. Oh, I got scared. $13. 14. 15. 16. 17, which you can see right here. 18. $19. And 20. So that was 1 of 5. So there is 1. Maybe I'll just put this over here. So that was 1 out of 5. There's 5 more of each of these, 5 of these. I'm just going to repeat the same thing over again for the remaining 4 pieces. And I'm not going to show it. I hope you guys are okay with that, but I'm going to save a little battery on my camera. So I'll see you at the end of putting all these onto these. They're all identical. Okay, so here's my original stack all paneled up. Again, the bottom, my reference sheet, this reference sheet that I just used to finish paneling these 5 pieces. So all done with that. I'll stack these up. So I have the first piece, the second set of pieces. Now I'm going to use these, put them on here, and I'm going to put them on just like this. So we've got 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And here's 21, 22, 23, 24, blah, 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 through 30. And this shows you exactly how these go on these 5 pieces. So I will put one together on camera, and then I will do the rest without filming. So again, what I'm about to do, we're going to do 5 times, but I'm just going to show it once. So 21, 22. $23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. And 30. Okay, so there's one, there's 4 more. So go ahead and put these 4 onto these 4. Okay, so I've used this sheet for the last time. Put that aside. I've taken all these pieces and I've put them onto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are all paneled up with my glitter panels. So I have three stacks of 5. So I have 5, 5, and 5. Yay! In the bottoms, and the vellum pieces. So next I'm going to start putting these together in sets of 3. So I'm going to just work with 3 of them at first, just like this. So this piece here is going to get glued here. I'll go ahead and put that in place. Then this is going to go here. So instead of having tabs, it goes together with the glitter parts on top. Like this. So that's one section. So Grace is saying love you to Grandma. So I feel like it's pretty obvious what goes where. And you just glue the glitter. The paneled piece is always going to be going on top of the other piece, not the other way around. I might have to turn off Coco Melon so I don't get a copyright infringement on this video, which that's not going to go over well. If I have to turn off Coco Melon, it's our new favorite, you know. I try to stay away from TV all day, but when the child wants Coco Melon, the child wants Coco Melon, and she says "Ninakana, ninakana, ninakana," which we all know means Coco Melon. You know, Coco Melon. I better turn it off. Turn down the volume. Okay, so there's one section, and there's 4 more. So I am going to put together more than just that one on camera. Maybe it's helpful to see more. Okay, I turned down Coco Melon. We're good. So I'll do one more set on camera. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Someone's been toning down the nose, but today's kind of a no day. You know, it started to warm up for a little bit. We had a couple warm days. We were able to go to the park, go outside. But the last week and a half, almost 2 weeks, it's been cold, rainy, cloudy, gloomy. Not great for going outside, which I think is not great for everyone's, state of mind and attitude. So, not for much longer though. Pretty soon we'll be playing outside. Kiddie pools, water table, going to the park, taking walks, all that good stuff. Okay, so there's another section. Okay, so I'm going to move those. Move this. Move this. I just magically did another one without you guys even seeing. So I only have 2 sets left here. I will go ahead and put these together, just like I did the first 2. So these sections are all identical, except for the one that has this on it. That's the only difference in these sections. Okay. There's no silence. It's fine. It's totally fine. We had some hail damage a while back on our siding and our roof. So we are still in the process of getting it, officially getting it redone, but it's kind of nice, so to speak, that we get a new roof and new siding, I guess. I mean, I don't guess, I know that is nice, but it's a whole process trying to get pick out the color and all that stuff. Say hi, just to go ahead and say hi. Oh, I mean to everyone watching.
Huh?
Say hi to everyone watching.
I still can't hear you.
Say hi to everyone watching.
Hi everyone watching.
Okay, I'll cut that out.
Love you.
Love you. Oopsies. Oh. So next, I will glue the vellum pieces in like this, and then I'm going to repeat it for all 5 pieces. So if you can lay them out like this, we've got the L one here. This long one, it's pointier at the top. It's kind of going like this, flatter here. And then this one, flatter and pointier. So laying them out like this is going to be helpful. And they're going to go inside your section, just like this. So I'll glue those in place, and I'll just do the same thing for the rest of the sections. So there's one. There's another section. So go ahead and finish putting the vellum on the rest of your sections. I just have one here. I did that one off camera, so I just have these left. I'm going to do that in fast motion. Okay, all 5 sections are paneled and vellumed. Now let's put them together. So now these are just going to get glued together side to side, which is pretty straightforward. The most challenging part is just when you get to the very end and you're closing it up, and it's just a little more challenging to get your hand in the right position and all that good stuff. But as before, the glitter panels all go on the top, which just goes like this. And then the rest of them just kind of fall right into place like so. And we'll just glue them together side to side, all 5 of them. So I'm gonna flip them over in anticipation of how exciting this is gonna be. And here we go. I don't think it really matters what order you go in. I'm gonna put the top part in place, and then I'm gonna go up from the bottom, but it truly does not matter what you do. I'm actually going to go ahead and put glue on a few of these at a time. I goofed up there a little bit, huh? Oh, wow. Looking pretty cool, though. So I could glue this one on, then that one on, then close it up. Totally fine. Or I could glue these two together and then glue one side, glue the other side. I feel like it doesn't really matter. Both ideas are tempting. I'm just gonna keep doing what I was doing. At this point, I don't think it's super crucial to do anything in a certain order anymore. I kind of have the top and the bottom anchored into place. Now it's just a matter of doing my best to get these lined up as nicely as possible while I glue them down. It did kind of help to bend them backwards a little bit. I don't want to crease them too much, but that definitely makes my life easier, having them bent out of the way to put the glue on. Oh my gosh, it's the final flap. So exciting. The final flap. Yay. Oh. Okay. Looking good, Eggaroo. Eggaroo. Okay. So, well, looking pretty good. There's a couple areas that are not absolutely perfect, but you know what? It's still festive, extremely festive, and So sparkly, faceted sparkly panels. Loving it. So we just need to put this on and then talk about illuminating it. So I'm going to bend these backwards. One of these goes on the inside, one goes on the outside. So it's just a matter of gluing one on the inside and one on the outside, which is pretty easy since there's a giant hole in the center. So this can go here. So finished egg, looking awesome. I love it in these two different pastel colors. I think white, ivory, pink, whatever, brown, dark brown could look like chocolate. Whatever you have in mind, I think is gonna look super cool. So let's talk about the way that we light it up. This is a short electric candle that I got from Amazon. I've used it for some other projects such as the rustic lantern, as well as the filigree pumpkin lantern, perhaps others that I'm not remembering right now. And I like to switch out this bulb for an LED bulb, a warm white LED bulb, so that it gets less warm, stays cooler for safety reasons. I still wouldn't leave this on unattended ever, regardless of what kind of light you put inside. However, I just feel like this might be safer. It's a candelabra bulb. I believe it's a C7 size, warm white. I'll link to it in the description of this video, as well as on the page on our site for this project. But there's a lot of different brands of these bulbs. Alternatively, instead of the candle, you could certainly use a string of LED lights, which also stay cool. They have battery powered, and they also have AC powered that you plug into the wall. That could be an option. Just anytime you're putting a light inside of a paper project, I feel like it's a great idea if you can use an LED bulb since they stay cooler for safety. So there's our light, and you can put this part so that the cord that's over the cord there, and make sure it's not tipping over. This is tipping over. Might need some time for the cord to flatten out, but you get the idea. It's very bright in here right now, so it's hard to see it glowing, but it does in fact glow, and it is super cool. Can't wait to see how you make yours. Next, for the large egg-shaped box, I have all my pieces here in a stack. These are going to wrap around the bottom of the box. I guess I'll put the bottom pieces over here. This is going to wrap around the lid. Little lacy design. The bottom is taller than the top, so I can identify right away that these are the bottom pieces, these are the top pieces. The lid. And then this has a little triangle here. And one of these has a little circle right here. A little circle. So I see this has a circle that's a top piece. This has another circle that's a top piece. This one has a little triangle that's still there. This one's a triangle. Triangle is the bottom. And then that just leaves one more egg-shaped piece and some liner pieces, which are, I believe they are identical, just for the sake of simplicity. So the liner pieces we'll put off to the side, and this one goes with the bottom. So the bottom is made up of a plain egg, a triangle egg. The top is made up of 2 circular cutout eggs. And then you can choose which liner goes where. So one liner is going to go on the inside of the bottom, one liner is going to go on the front, and then the other one is going to go on the inside of the lid. So choose the one that you've cut out for the front, which for me would be this one. That's the front of my lid, my box. And it doesn't matter which one I'm going to put where. This will go on the inside of the bottom. This will go on the inside of the top. Either way. So now I have my lid over here and my bottom over here. Let's go ahead and make the bottom first. But something I would definitely want to do is ink the edges of my shapes. Maybe not so much the liner, because no one's going to be seeing it all that often, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to choose green to go around the edge. Maybe this more subtle green here. So these are Catherine Pooler inks. They're just regular inks. I want to say they're pigment, but I'm not an ink expert. And I'm using this dauber to give it a soft effect, because the dauber is much softer than the ink pad itself. So if I was to directly rub the ink pad on, it would be a much bolder effect, which is not what I'm looking for right now. So if you can see, that just adds a really nice finishing touch to any kind of piece that's cut out of patterned paper, I think. It's just something that I really like to do because I think it just looks really good. So I'm going to ink the edges of these little strips. Kind of tedious, but I definitely want to do that. If I could choose maybe a light, I would like a dusty blue in a perfect world, but I don't have one handy. I don't have one at all. These are all the inks that I have right now. So I'm just going to do this along the top and bottom of these pieces. So like I said, it's a little tedious, but it looks really good. Oh, this is right up Winnie's alley. Oh, yep, there it is. There it is. Can't resist. She can't resist it. Who can blame her? Oh boy. You're crafting. Look at you craft. She's crafty. She's a crafty cat. Why do I feel like I'm about to get bitten? Oh, she's making a craft. She's making an Easter craft. Springtime. Springtime's here. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, Winnie. Excuse me, please. Thank you. I'm going to use the same color for this egg. Okay. And you're out. You are out of here. I love you. Thanks for your help today. Okie dokie. And for this one, I'm going to go with this color. Or really any of them would look nice, I think, but I guess I like to choose maybe the predominant color in the design for my inking color choice. So it's just a very subtle effect, but it's just lovely. Kind of makes it look more like a realistic egg. Like there's a shadow around the edges because of it being round. So there's just all kinds of reasons. It's a nice touch. Okay. Love it. Love it, love it. Many thanks to the person who clued me in on the inks with the daubers. Okay, Winnie, I'm gonna need you to move out of the way again. Thank you. Oh, I love you. Yes. Okay, so for the bottom, I'm gonna take these pieces here. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, there's a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. So we want to glue them together in order. Side to side. And since we're gluing 2 layers together that will be curved, I think it's important to kind of curve it before it completely dries. Otherwise, it's not going to curve nicely. So I'm going to line it up using these 2. There's 2 tiny little dashes, 1, 2, to help you line up your next piece. And then I'm just going to kind of ever so slightly curve it as it's drying. Make sure it curves nicely. I could even attempt a little bit of a curve there. I don't know how well that worked. So you can see it's kind of curved. That'll help it make a nice egg shape. So next I will put glue on piece number 2 and grab piece number 3, piece 3 here, and do the same thing. Just like this. And then I will glue this one here. Next, I'm going to fold over each one of these little teeth. Okay. So next I'm going to take the egg-shaped piece with the triangle cutout in the bottom, and here's this triangle cutout. I'm going to flip this over, and this could go either way, but this is the smooth side of my paper, which is on the inside, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to be lining that up. It doesn't have to be absolutely completely perfect, but the closer the better. I'm also going to grab some kind of scrap material here. I don't really feel like getting my pink paper all gluey, so I'm going to put this down, protect my surface a little bit, and I am going to put a ring of glue around the edge of this. Maybe 2 rings. Like so. And I'll line up that triangle down there. Then I'll take my liner, put that down there, just to finish it off, make it pretty. Use up some gorgeously patterned paper. There's a cat hair down there. Okay. The inescapable cat hairs. And now I can glue this piece on to finish it off. So there's the bottom of our box, and I'm going to glue these little strips on next. If you have any edges that are sticking out more than you would like, something I like to do is take a little sanding block or a little sandpaper, maybe just like give it a little gentle buff. Can be a good strategy. I suppose I should glue this here. I just want it to be about that far off the bottom. Okay, so there's the bottom of our box. And the top works pretty much the same way. So again, these two pieces have circles. These have numbers. There's a 4, a 3, a 2, and 1. So I will glue these together in order. And again, I'm using the little dashes on the bottom piece to line up the top piece. And I'm curving it a little bit while it's drying. Maybe even press it on something round or cylindrical rather. Next, I will fold over every single little tooth. So next, I'm going to put this on top of some scrap paper. And as you can see, there is a circle cut out of this tab. It's going to go up at the top. And you can grab either one of these pieces. These two are identical. They both have a circle up at the top. So this is just going to get glued right inside with the circles lining up. So they don't have to line up super duper duper perfectly, but the closer to perfect you can get them, the better. So I will put a ring of glue around the edge. Two rings of glue. Looks like I overly curved this. Overzealous paper curving. Now I can put my liner inside. And then I can glue my remaining egg piece here with the circles lining up right there. Then I'll glue this right on top in the center. I'm going to try to give it an even border around the edges. So that looks so pretty and festive. I love it. And now we can put these lacy panels around the outside. And we'll just be covering them with glue and wrapping them around. So two of these are a little bit longer. Two of them are a little bit longer than the others. So there's two longer ones and two shorter ones. The shorter ones are going to go around the bottom right here. And then longer one, shorter one. So this is a little tedious applying glue to all this, especially these little middle parts like this. This is probably where some sort of spray glue would come in handy instead of dotting regular glue all over. If you ever use some kind of spray adhesive, you'll have to tell me about it in the comments. So if you have any areas where you can see some glue, you can always grab a little straight pin and kind of scrape it off. That's what I like to do. So I think that adds a really pretty touch to this project. Something I added at the last minute. Well, it took me kind of like a whole day to design these panels, but I think it's well worth it. It's really lovely. A nice subtle touch. So now you can put the top and the bottom together, which is a little challenging, so have patience. So there we have it. Lovely egg-shaped box for decor or gifting. For the sweet bunny bag, I have my pieces here, along with some embellishments, such as this cute little pom-pom, the glasses, which I'm going to use, this liquid pearls dimensional paint. It's like puffy paint. So on my original project, I dotted that around the glasses, which I'm going to do again. I've got some panels here, the sides and the back, the ears and the nose, the interior panel, and these pieces here. So the bunny has a little X where his nose goes, and then the eyes just go like this, and this piece goes behind them like that, nice and easy peasy. You can make him, you can bring it down like that, which looks a little cute, I think, or I wouldn't bring it up, it looks a little demonic. It's kind of funny. Demonic? Cute. Demonic? Cute. Or centered works too. So we're gonna put that on the bag. Bada boom, bada bunny bag. And I will go ahead and fold the bag up along the score lines. My machine went ahead and scored this piece for me using solid score lines, which are in the extras folder of your download. By default, all of our projects come with dashed score lines that are meant to be cut by any cutting machine. However, if your cutting machine has the ability to score, such as the Cricut Explorer, Cricut Maker, or Sizzix Eclipse or Eclipse 2, which the Sizzix Eclipse machines are unfortunately discontinued. As of right now, those are the machines that will allow you to score a solid line, so you can find the files with those solid lines for folding in your extras folder. Either way, it comes out the same, looks great, doesn't really matter, personal preference, up to you. So something I like to do when I have shapes like this that have a pattern, I like to kind of finish them off and seal them up, so to speak, by inking the edges, which I used to use ink pads by Colorbox called Cat's Eye ink pads, which have also been unfortunately discontinued, which makes me so sad because they were so perfect for that purpose. So in the vein of trying something new, which, you know, the older I get, the more I'm like, wait, but that was perfect, I don't want to try something new. Well, anyway, with that being said, I have started to try this other method, which I think may work. I believe someone on Instagram first suggested this to me quite some time ago even, but I've been resistant to accepting the change, but here I am doing it. So these are daubers, which I guess are widely available where craft supplies are sold. They probably come in a few different forms, but I think the idea is to kind of stick to using the same color-ish color on the same one over and over. This is a collection of inks that I got They are by Catherine Pooler, and it's the Spring Fling Party Collection. So I like the color offerings that they have. We'll set those out of the way. And you might be wondering, if you're not familiar with this, well, why don't I just rub this right around the edge like I used to with my Cat's Eye ink pads, my color box? Because it's too harsh. It's way too harsh of a line. It looks very dramatic and it's just too much. So this is a softer ink pad, I suppose, which is why it creates a softer effect. So you don't need much on there. And then, oh, I may even have a little, I have a little too much, I think. I'm gonna dab it off on the side there, and I still have more than I would like, but that's a lot better than anything I've tried so far besides the Cat's Eye ink pads. So I like to choose a color in the paper that I would like to kind of almost match. In this case, it's the blue. This is a little more turquoise than I would like, but I'm kind of limited with the inks that I have now. I guess now that I have found a technique that works, thanks to someone on Instagram who your name escapes me, but you are a crafter and such a sweetheart. I will hopefully recall exactly who mentioned this. It's I think it's something that's pretty commonly done. So I'm also going to ink this one here like this. You could choose any color. If you don't want to invest in a whole bunch of inks, I think a good go-to color for this technique is just a medium brown. And it just kind of creates a vignette. See how it just kind of looks finished off and kind of, it just finishes the edge and seals it, for lack of a better word, creates a vignette, for lack of a better term. And I like it a lot. So normally I would ink a lot of my shapes that way. I might even do this one. Let's see how that goes. So again, I'll take out this pink one, which looks really dramatic. I'm going to barely get any on there. And just barely get that around the edge. It's a little darker than I would like. It's kind of, I don't know, guys. It's okay. It's all right. Maybe even less ink on the dauber is my life lesson for this moment. But I'm learning. I might flip those over because they're looking a little creepy to me. We'll just leave it at that. So that'll be fun to explore a little further. I feel like I'm empowered now, and now I can recommend a product for that purpose instead of saying, "Oh, I'm using something that you can't get anymore," which is not helpful of me. Okay, so I'm gonna put the bunny's features on him, and you could put this right in the center. You want this line to line up here. I can move it over. I can move it like this. I think that looks kind of cute off, a little bit further off to the side. It's cute. Like this. Normally I might take a light gray, which I don't really have anymore, like a very, very light gray, to just rub some ink here, create a little shadow. That's a really nice effect. And I'm kind of sad that I can't do that right now, but it's fine. I will live, and maybe I will get a couple more ink choices, and the world will keep turning in the SVG Cut Studio. Nose. That would certainly look cute popped off with a little dimension, but you know, dimension is always good. This doesn't have to be scientifically placed, but it does match up there. Easy peasy. And then I will make him, it just makes me laugh still. Okay, so like this, also cute, even to the side. No, no side, just like this. So I'm going to position it how I want it. And then flip it over and put some glue around like this. Uh-oh, I still got it up in here somehow. So when I get glue in a tight spot where I don't want it, if my God-given digits aren't getting it out properly, I like to keep a little pin, like a straight pin nearby, and kind of scrape it out, but looks like I got it just fine. One thing that I forgot to do with my last project was take a white gel pen and add a little highlight where his eyes are. So I'll just go grab that. I have a couple different brands. This is probably ancient by now, but white gel pens are a thing, and hopefully it works. Let's see. It does. So I'm going to just put a little dot as if the light is reflecting off of his shiny eyeballs, and it really makes it more lifelike. And I wish I would have done that before when I took the photos of the finished product. But you know, it is what it is. There's always something, no matter what, there's always something else you could have done to make something even better. I could go on all day about little things I thought of after the fact to make something quote unquote better. I'm sure you can relate to that. So now I'm going to glue his face on the front. Oh, and I screwed up. So I'll put that there. Every time I look at this table surface, there's another cat here. They're coming out of nowhere. If we had $1 for every cat hair comes floating across. Okay. So the bunny's face is secure and oh so sweet and pleasant. Next I'll glue these on there. Oh, I forgot to silence my computer. Someone's texting me. Who could it be? So this has a very, very thin border around it. The sides are equal. And the interior panel and the back panel are the same shape. They could be interchanged. That is at your crafty discretion how you want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and put the back like this. I could put this one here too, but I'm going to put this one here. And I am going to stamp using these gorgeous Easter stamps that go with this paper from the My Favorite Easter collection by Echo Park Paper Company. I am going to use the one that says Easter Greetings. And I will stamp it right here with my black ink pad. Right in the middle. That came out better than my original one. I'm not usually very careful with my stamping. Next, I'll glue this right onto the back. And this onto the inside of the back. Next, I'm going to glue this here, but to give it some dimension, I'm going to use some pop dots. These are by Couture Creations. They're called 3D Foam Mini Dots.
and they will just add some nice dimension. Next, I will add my pearl embellishments. I'm going to start here. A hot glue gun would be the way to go. But I think if I just hold this in place long enough, that might just be okay. Next, I can close up the bag. Dang it. Glue gun might be necessary. So next for the handle, I just used a chenille stem. I have these cool containers that I got from, I think, cherryontop.com. They are a little pricey. I think this was like 15 bucks for the container. But I suppose I was on a mission to organize my craft supplies at all costs a couple years ago. So however you want to attach it. I'm just going to loop it around. I don't think it needs to withstand too much pressure. You could certainly tie a little bow on the side or something if you wanted to. And I forgot this was still wet. I just smushed it a little bit. You know, it's fine. It's totally fine. So one more thing that I did, again, optional. You could take any other straight edge and do this. Doesn't have to be a bone folder, but I made the ears a little more lifelike just by curving them a little bit like that. For the woven basket, I have my pieces here. There's 2 of each of these colored weavers, and your machine will have cut a number here, which I'm going to darken in just for this video. You don't need to do this part, but I just want you to be able to see it clearly. And you could certainly cut these out of all the same color for a different look, or out of 2 alternating colors perhaps. So there's those, which I'm going to move over here. Then we have, this is for the handle. These are for the basket. The handle, the bottom, and more starburst type shapes. This finishes off the basket at the end on the inside. There's another handle piece, another bottom piece, and then we are left with these so these two have holes in them, and they line up like this. This lines up like that, and this lines up like this. And you can't, if you switch them around, they won't fit together. So that way you know that you've got them properly aligned. So this will be these will go like this, and they fit together just right. I'm going to glue this right onto here. And then I'm going to flip this one over. And I'm gonna flip this over and glue this here. So you want to make sure they're nice and tightly aligned. Then I'll do the same with this one. Next, I'm going to use this circle to align these two. So this is going to go here. Just like this. So you want them to have an even amount of space between them. I'll set that aside for a moment. Next, I'm going to form 5 rings. And your machine will have cut 2 little dashes that you can use to align the pieces. So as you can see, there are 2 tiny little dashes, 1, 2. You can use that to line up the edge of the paper. Oops. So there's number 5. Here comes number 4. Number 2. And number 1. So for a really nice touch on these, something you could do if I was really making this, which I mean I really am making it, but a lot of times for these videos I skip a lot of the extra touches that I would normally do because I'm trying to not make it the world's longest video. But if I was not trying to hurry like I usually am for these, something I would do is maybe take a similar color to these and do this around the edges. It's just going to add a nice effect. It won't be super noticeable, but it's going to just make it look extra special and extra pretty. So I think anytime you want to add a touch like this, it's always a good idea. And these are Catherine Pooler inks, and these are just ink daubers, which I believe are available where craft supplies are sold. This is my new method of inking edges, because I used to use a different brand of ink and they discontinued it. So that's a little darker than I would like. But I think it's going to be extra pretty this way. So I'm going to go ahead and take my time and do it how I would really do it if I was really making it, which I really am making it. So you guys get the full scoop. Maybe you can apply this technique if you haven't yet to some of your projects and tell me what you think. This is something I've been doing for years. But with a different medium, I guess you could say. So I don't really have a pale yellow ink pad. I'm going to try this light green on here. Maybe not get too much on. Oh, I like it. getting a little, it's getting a little messy, but I think it's still a nice effect. Kind of like a watercolor looking smooth effect. So the reason I'm using these daubers instead of rubbing the ink directly on the project is because this is a little bit softer than this is. So it adds that touch without being too bold and like in your face. If I wanted it to be in your face, I guess I would just rub this right on there. But going for a more subtle effect. This one's not really showing up as much as I would like, so I'm going to go ahead and see if this is okay, which it kind of is. So I guess the technique can depend on the situation. And if you recognize yourself as the person who clued me in on this technique, please do leave a comment. I looked back at my Instagram story. So it was over a year ago I had asked you guys in my Instagram story for an alternative to the ink pads that were discontinued. And somebody said this technique. So I thank you. And I looked back and I can't see the answers to the question anymore on Instagram. I suppose it's back in a message from 80 weeks ago. And without calling in a forensics team, I can't seem to find it. But it's someone on Instagram who has made quite a few SVG cuts projects. And as of late, I haven't been checking in on Instagram very often because it's kind of a miracle that I even can get anything done between momming and the work that I accomplish when I'm not momming or relaxing. So I've missed a lot of stuff, but it's all been worth it, obviously, to spend time with my little one. She's growing up so fast. She's going to be 2 soon. Can't believe it. So, if you know who you are, please leave a comment. It's on the tip of my tongue. Your username's on the tip of my tongue. Okay, so I'm going to keep these in their order. And I'm going to start putting this together. It's been a while since I did my original one, so hopefully I can recall what I did without messing up, because I really don't want to recut this out to refilm, which sometimes I have to do. Not fun. Redoing is not fun, obviously. I just want to make sure I recall the best order of the steps to putting it together, which I think I will be okay. But there's always that risk. It's a high risk situation. So basically, I'm just alternating these pieces through here, and I would like to hide the seams whenever possible. So I'm going to rotate it a little bit. So that seam will be hidden, and the seam will almost be hidden too. So you can probably guess what's going to happen next. Pretty cool. Next, I'll take this one and go the opposite direction. Or use opposite strips. I don't think it matters what order you go in. Okay, that is pretty cool and also satisfying my crafting desires. Okay, so piece 3. If you want to take a look from the inside, you can see there's a little 3, and the top's here, the bottom's here. This one's it's shaped like that, so you know it's going in the right direction. So we're just gonna keep doing the same thing here. I didn't check to see if the seams are visible, which they are. So I should have done that before I tightened it. Yeah, they're both visible. Okay. So next, this one. And that will go inside. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure the seam is going to be behind this one as well as over here before I start. So the seam is still hidden there, and it's still hidden there. So you're not going to see that seam on the outside. Now I'm just gently pressing down to tighten it. Okay, looking good, looking good. I like it. Next for number 2, this one's shaped like this. So that's gonna go inside. I'll go ahead and check on the seam placement again. So here the seam is behind this piece. No. Did I just screw that up again? I did. So I want to make sure it's a nice snug fit all the way around. And finally, this one. So whatever technique you want to use to alternate each one. So I'm going to line up these 2 holes here. and fold that over. Okay, so we want the holes to be aligned. The holes are aligned and each one is alternating. I'm going to glue down the whole one. making sure this hole is aligned too. So these are all going to get folded over. Okay, so now we're going to glue all of those little fold over guys down. Maybe I'll jump to the one inside the opposite so here's the 2 holes. I'm going to just jump in here. That's the sound of my husband bringing in the garbage cans. There's a rumble. Cue the door slam. No? Oh, cue the footsteps. Okay, so there's that. Now the edge is not finished off super nicely. Hence these pieces here, which we will use to finish off the inside and the edge. But first, we can put the handle together, put it on with 2 brads, and then we'll finish it off. So I'm going to move the basket and the liners off to the side here. And these two pieces with the holes make up the handle. So I'm going to glue those together. And I've got my embossing machine out here because I'm about to do some embossing. And this is going to be going right on top of that. It just overlaps a little bit. So this piece as well as these 2 pieces I think look nice if they have some texture. So I'm going to emboss them with my embossing machine, which is a Sizzix Big Shot. It probably looks, I think the newer models look a little different. So I am going to put it like this and then run it through my machine. So from what I understand, all the folders are interchangeable with all the embossing machines, and this one works this way. I don't want there to be a huge line that's obvious on this, so I'm gonna have it sticking out just a little bit. Okay, having some trouble. There's the kitty. Hello. So that's a nice touch. I think anytime you can add some texture, it's a good idea. So this, I want it to overlap, but not be weird. So again, I'm gonna have that part sticking out of the edge just a little bit. It's just my own personal strategy when a piece doesn't fit all the way in the folder. So that looks good. You can't even see where the seam is. I don't know how I got so lucky. Okay. Then I will throw these 2 little pieces in. Hi, Winnie. Hi. Are you here to help? It wouldn't be an assembly tutorial video without you here helping. Excuse me. Pardon me, sorry. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Okay. So that looks nice. Very baskety. This one is called Sia's Scenery. It's by Ultimate Crafts. And I looked on Amazon and it appears to no longer be available. However, I think pretty much any texture is going to look really cool. So next, I can glue these on like this. However, since it's going to end up, since this piece is going to be curved, I find that trying to curve something after you've glued 2 layers together can get a little sketchy. So I'm going to glue the ends on flat because they're not curved all that much. And then I will glue the middle piece on, but then I'm going to immediately kind of curve it before it dries. So it's nice and curved. If you have a bone folder handy, or a pencil or a pen or a ruler or something, I think that's kind of a nice technique to help it curve smoothly. So that's pretty good. Then I will affix it in place with my brads. So that's a nice curve there. And now we can just put these in place on the inside. So it's nice if the little bumps correspond with the pattern of the basket. So I'm going to glue it like this. So there we go.
So that's it. That's how to make all 4 projects from the Easter Blessings SVG kit. I hope you have an awesome time making them, which is something I always say, but I truly mean it. I love to see when you make your project, if you make it similar to the color I picked out, or if you make something different. It's always really cool to see different creative takes on the projects. So thanks for watching. I will catch you next time, and happy crafting.